Howdy, everybody. It's Tusley, and you may have known the music. You may have felt the change, and with Zeta stealing a game from me, I'm going to talk about it. I wish he would have waited a bit, but what can you expect from that penguin? But I had a what if. What if we had more Keyblade wielders like Mickey? And what I mean by that is, what if we had more worlds that they came from as well? What if we got a interesting MMO where it was Toontown and Kingdom Hearts together? And that's sort of what I want to talk about today. And if you like it, let me know, and I'll do more, and I'll flush it out more, and I'll do more videos on it for sure. But the whole idea I am having is, let's take 5 worlds that are similar that of like the old Mickey Mouse cartoons and the Goofy movie, and let's insert Kingdom Hearts with them and create a new MMO. And I know with every what if, I ask y'all to leave me something. So for this what if, I'm going to set 2 rules and let y'all have your fun. As well as I'm going to set the rules for myself as well. Rule 1, no repeating the worlds that have been used by other games, but new storylines in those old worlds are fine. What I mean by this is like Halloween Town and Agrabah that's been used to death. New stories in those worlds are fine, but it may be a little redundant. Try to avoid it, but is valid. Rule 2, any world that is Disney affiliated or Disney owned is fair game, pretty much. So, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is by Touchstone, 100% valid. I say that specifically because it will come up later. However, I do want to say that we want to use movies that feature anthropomorphic characters so it fits more with Mickey. So, like, Jungle Book, which has Mowgli, obviously a human character, but also has Baloo, which is an anthropomorphic bear. Perfectly fine. Perfectly good to go. So to start, we have 5 worlds. And how it would be, in the idea of, is very similar to that of maybe the old Star Wars Galaxies or even Elder Scrolls Online, where you have where you start as a hub world, and then you have a selection of story-based worlds, and this hub would open up after your first world. So we're gonna go over it on what the world would be, and then how would it fit the whole schematic I'm thinking. To start, would be one of the most fun worlds, Zootopia. I mean, you're playing as an anthropomorphic character. Zootopolis in Zootopia, in that movie, just fits it. There's, again, pretty much every animal. So group them up, and then there you go. There's your characters. And we could just set this similar in the case of Missing Link to now, and just have it be the mirror of the what we got now to the future, and have it be set 100 years in the future. And have Kingdom Hearts sort of be this myth thing, and it just happens when the Heartless return. And have it be like in Kingdom Hearts 1, where other characters knew of Kingdom Hearts in the World Order, who were in positions of power, but didn't really say a whole lot. Because that will lead into the next 2 worlds, with the Sherwood Forest coming from Robin Hood, and the jungle coming from the Jungle Book. Jungle Book, shockingly, originally was supposed to be in Birth by Sleep, for many people's knowledge, but was cut. So what this would be instead Robin Hood and Baloo sort of helping diversify the characters' abilities somewhat, as well as sort of giving more things the ability to flush out in a better world. With Zootopia being your tutorial, Disney Castle being your hub, that will let you go to Sherwood Forest or the jungle. Let's say Sherwood Forest would be where you get your transformations. That way you can sort of get the idea of, hey, classes get some individuality by having their Keyblades transform into other weapons, temporarily giving them buffs, and debuffs, sort of giving the class unique identity. Jungle Book would just do more magic and give you some of your basic spellcasting, and we could frame it as Baloo learned from Aqua Aventus years ago to teach Mowgli, who also may make an appearance, who has a Keyblade. As well as going back to Sherwood Forest, Robin Hood could have a Keyblade that's transformed into his bow, and he's fighting the Heartless there as they're starting to make an appearance. Now, next is a bit of a cheating, as I know I said anthropomorphic. I want them on 2 feet, but as we have in other games like World of Warcraft, where you have a unique zone with unique mechanics, as well as in Kingdom Hearts 2, you had the Pride Lands. I think having Brother Bear with its unique, again, quadruped, and how this would be is a unique fighting style. Maybe you pick up one or two extra learning moves or extra abilities that you can take out beyond just this unique fight. It would be an interesting way to see it, as giving you new utility, as well as a new way to look at things. Maybe a previously defender tank sided class gets a bit more offensive or healing abilities, and it's sort of just rolled around. Something just a bit more fun. And the quote unquote final world, as well as this is obviously the 5th that I'm going to talk about. I kind of spoiled it earlier. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a touchstone movie. It is valid. It is also a movie that I've seen people talk about they want in Kingdom Hearts. So how this would be is, this is the quote-unquote final world. It really wouldn't be. But this would be, Who Framed Roger Rabbit would see you team up with Jessica to find out that the Darkness, the Heartless, were the ones that framed Roger Rabbit instead of the original movie, sort of telling it. But Jessica reveals that she knows special magic. Sort of giving you the auxiliary magic of maybe Reflect, Gravity, maybe upgrading your other ones. But she knows of the Keyblade, and she knows somewhat of it, revealing that each world, someone has somebody who should know of Kingdom Hearts, but over the years have lost the knowledge. As well as this later reveal that Zootopia isn't fully gone yet. She points you to do maybe a special raid event to go back into Zootopia and free it, and doing so clears the other 4 worlds you've gone through temporarily. This would sort of be like your in the idea, it would be Kingdom Hearts meeting World of Warcraft vanilla, where people who may not remember, when World of Warcraft first came out, the most story was self-contained until the first expansion, and after that, the second expansion was mainly self-contained, and it barely bled into the next one. They didn't usually bleed into one another until later on. This one would do the same, but I feel like we'd also have certain things, as let's say Zootopia is the first raid, big massive MMO content. You could have characters from the movie be bosses, or characters inspired by them in there, or special Heartless bosses or nobodies, as well as have special dungeons. Maybe have them be called windows, which give you special dungeons temporarily. And don't make them, they last for a week, go off for a week, come back for another week, so on and so forth, to bring in bosses and characters from other movies that could be interesting. Let's say the Mad Madam Mim from The Sword and the Stone in her multiple forms are 3 separate bosses that you have to fight for in this window. Or a new special window, which is a raid window, would be Chernobog Fantasia returning in a new form, where it's everybody going after him with special mechanics. Maybe have Pete be a pseudo mastermind of the Zootopia raid. Maybe have it be Chief Bogo, or maybe it's the dark side of Nick after something happened. It's just something kind of fun, as that's what I want this to be. Just a quick little intro into my little mind with a very fun what if. But what do y'all think? Would y'all want to add a world? Do y'all think this could be fun? Is there a certain, let's say we use the WoW mechanics. Would it be fun? Would it not be? Let me know below. Use your gummy phones. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Mine will ding off the radar. I know it. But most importantly, and don't forget, let your heart be your guiding key. This is Tuskly, and I'll see y'all in Missing Link whenever it comes out.